Now we have a fair value gap. That candlestick's low comes in at 25.50. Alright, so I'm long in NASDAQ inside of the fair value gap with my stop beneath the breaker. And I want to see if I can get that buy side as a draw and possibly the midnight open. But I really have my eyes set on that triple top. I want to see if I can get that. Check on Dow. Dow's getting nice displacement higher. S&P as well. Dollar index still looks bearish, so I like the symmetry in all the markets. I don't place too much emphasis on the forex pairs, but euro dollar is looking bullish as well. So I like everything I'm seeing across the board. I'm watching mean threshold of this breaker, see if NASDAQ can respect that. I have a windbreaker on. Taking it off because I cut the heat on in here. I'm not going to pyramid or do anything fancy with this position. So we have our opening range gap. And I want to see if we could trade back to the low end of that, which is our 930 opening price, which comes in right there. So pretty much the high of that daily BISI is the low of our current opening range gap. So I want to see if NASDAQ can reach for that. So my stop, I like where it's at. It's in the lower half of the daily fair value gap. So if NASDAQ were to trade down through the breaker, through consequent encroachment of the daily BISI, then at that point I wouldn't be interested in being long. I would just accept the fact that I'm offside. And midpoint of our current opening range gap comes in at 25,560. 25,560. Let me see where the lower quadrant is. Lower quadrant of the opening range gap is 25,518. I like that as a partial. 25,518. 518. 518.5. So I have think TradingView is being a little slow. There we go. So I have a partial. I want to see if I can get that. It's lower quadrant of our current opening range gap. And then if I'm able to get that partial, then I'll trail my stop to break even and then see if I can get the relative equal highs we're looking for at the start of the session. Just a reminder, this is not a trade copying service. Okay, I don't recommend copying my trades. This is for educational purposes. A lot of people join the Discord thinking that this is a signal service or this is nothing like that. Just making that clear. All right, so nice displacement, and the lower quadrant of our opening range gap is in the crosshairs. The delivery is looking good. Let's go ahead and reduce this risk a little bit. So my risk is 218 ticks. Gonna trail it just beneath mean threshold of the breaker and under consequent encroachment of our daily BISI. So trimming the risk by a nice margin. So if I'm wrong, the risk is not a full stop out. We just traded into the low end of our opening range gap. And we're inside of a 2-minute BISI. So looking inside of this price leg, it doesn't look like a whole lot. But if you go to your 2-minute chart, I'm looking at that small fair value gap in here. And I'm looking at S&P and Dow. I'm gonna go ahead and remove my risk because I don't like how S&P and Dow are. Well, Dow really hasn't done a whole bunch of nothing this morning, but if it's good, I like this down close candle offering a means of support with the fair value gap, and this is a 2-minute chart. It's a little bit aggressive with the trail, but we did trade into the low of our opening range gap. And then should the indices want to rotate lower, then I would just be out for a scratch. And if I get stopped out here, I'll show the quadrants on our opening range gap and how I got that. All right, so there's the break even, or it should have tagged me. There we go. So regular trading hours, the opening range gap low, which pretty much aligns with the daily BISI high. And then if you run quadrants on that range from the opening price all the way to about where we closed, lower quadrant is what I was aiming for, minus a few ticks for spread. I'll see you all Tuesday morning at 9:15. Break-even trade today. Nothing too exciting, but that's all I could get. Possibly a market review tonight. We'll see. Depends how the morning session looks. For now, I'm going to get some rest, and I'll see y'all Tuesday morning. Have a great weekend. Be safe. And, yeah, see y'all then. Peace.